So the best laid plans of mice and men. Start off with, I decided to go to Whitby, but as it's the Goth weekend this weekend, there's going to be thousands of tourists there and the weather is not meant to be that good. So I went with plan B. Let's go to Malham Cove. It's the Three Peaks Challenge weekend this weekend. Again, it's going to be full of tourists, hikers, fell runners, all kinds of people. So I thought, right, where to now? I was going to go to a little waterfall just outside Settle, but Chris has shown me this little place just up this road here, and I'm going to find somewhere to pitch up for the night. Catch you in a bit. Now the story goes that this was some kind of rewilding project that went awry. They planted various types of trees here and then it's just been left. We don't know for certain what's going on. We don't know whether it's some kind of like legal thing or the people behind it have passed on, but as you can see, the little plastic tubes that they use for keeping saplings straight are still attached to these trees, and in places those trees are actually growing through that plastic, little branches going through the plastic itself, and in other places they've kind of started to grow in odd angles. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. If any of you know the story behind this place, leave a comment below. Cheers, catch you in a bit. Well, I think I found my spot for the night, and unlike last week, I'm very close to home, so I know that if it goes south and I get moved on like we did last week, where me and Chris got moved on by the park rangers, I know that I'm only an hour and a half tops walk from home. So I'm going to get set up and then it's time for a brew. Catch you in a bit. Having a look round the digs for the night, it looks like someone's tried making a den here at some point. A little tiny little fire pit and some pallets that they've obviously tried using to build some kind of shelter. See if we can get a better look around this other side. Very strange angle to be putting the fire. I don't know if you can tell on that. There's definitely a slant on that fire. If we go around here, you can see the pallets a little bit better. Try making a little thing here, obviously. I don't know how long it's been here, but yeah, nice little area, little seating area with this tree here, and then a natural half shelter created by this trunk at this angle, and then they just put a few pallets and bits of wood around it. And then all around are signs of animal activity. There's a maze of burrows all around. As with the little shelter over there, I'm not quite sure if it's still active or not, but they go quite far back, they're quite deep, and they all seem to centre around this tree. This tree's obviously been damaged by a lightning strike or disease or something. And it's just now home to some kind of animal. Hopefully from this point on, there will be no issues with regards to the wind affecting the sound quality of my recordings, because I've now got access to some microphones. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera there, it's a little lapel mic. So hopefully the sound quality will be far superior and there will be no issues with loss of sound. I've also been given a selfie stick to play with, so wide angle shot. Ooh. Pretty cool there. Now the sun's about to set, so time for a brew, I think. Catch you in a bit. Now this selfie stick has a couple of unique features. It has a light on the top for backlighting or darker conditions, and the handle itself turns into 3 little feet, so the selfie stick turns into a stand, which would be really useful for if I need to use both hands or for close-up shots. I have got a few items on order that are of a similar nature. I've got some harnesses, like a chest rig, and a little clip to hang your phone onto your rucksack strap. So I'll be using them for B-roll and me walking from place to place. And I'm hoping they'll all arrive at the same time and I'll be able to test them out within the next couple of weeks. I may do my own version of a tech episode. It's not going to be drones and GoPros, unfortunately, for the time being, but it'll be sticking with the ethos of the channel, doing things on a budget, and these things are dirt cheap and hopefully we'll get some really interesting results. Right, I'll just switch the camera around so you can get a better view of what this selfie stick can do. You can see this is where I'll be sleeping tonight. There's the Fox 2. There's my little kitchen. I'll be doing a review shortly on the alcohol stove. I'm really impressed with it. The pans, however, are a little troubling, shall we say. But stick around and I'll go into detail later. This little red thing, by the way, here is another stand for close-up shots. You just clip your phone in place, and these legs are bend bendable. That's a pretty cool little thing. Right, I think it's time for some soup. Catch you in a bit. Now let's have a look at the alcohol stove. I got this a while back from Temu for £7.58. It was one of those 87% off the total cost of your order things. I know, I keep telling you to watch out for buying online, but occasionally there is a diamond in the rough bargain to be had. Electrical stuff, things with lots of moving parts, bit of a gamble, but small things like this that's essentially a tin with a few holes in it, you cannot go wrong. It's really compact, even with its carry case, it fits perfectly into this pan set. This pan set, by the way, which is already showing signs of wear, costs £7.10. The alcohol stove costs £7.58. This setup, the pans, the stove, are really lightweight. Throw in a cleaning kit and a combustion device and you're pretty much sorted. I keep the methylated spirits separate just in case. It's perfect for backpacking, or if like me you prefer to keep your gear minimal. No moving parts, no setups that over time will wear and bend like the stick stove I've been using in the past. Just pour in a bit of mess, screw the cap back on, give it a bit of a stirring motion to coat the sides, take the lid back off and light. Job done. To extinguish, you simply place this secondary handle lid over the flame. This one right here.
Performance wise, it's holding up really well so far, more so than a lot of other online purchases. It's not the fastest boil, but it gets there. The only downsides are wind, its natural enemy. Inclement weather, it can struggle to get going a bit. I've got a windshield on order to combat this. The other downside is the flame is invisible in daylight, so be careful when you're lighting it. You won't know it's working until you start feeling the heat. So where does this stove land? If you're into ultralight, minimalist or vintage old school, this little thing is perfect. It's not the tool for every occasion, but big groups or extreme weather. But going solo on relaxing weekends like this, perfect. It's definitely in the brilliant pile for sure at the moment. Tonight I'm having Ainsley Harriet's Caribbean Cup again, that spicy nothing stuff. Simply take this lid, put it over the flame, and it's extinguished. So I've just had the final brew for the night, and before I go and hit the hay and get a couple of hours sleep, I thought I'd go through lessons from the fire pit for today. And yeah, what can I say? This was the third choice. It started off me going to Whitby, then decided to go to Malham due to the tourists there, then realising that it was the 3-peat challenge, and ending up at this place just outside Thorton. And it's a really nice place. It's quiet, it's out of the way, and I can't see anything bad about this place apart from the occasional dog walker, but you get that anywhere when you go camping. The kit that I'm using, the OEX Fox 2, the High Peak inflatable mattress, the Lixada one season sleeping bag, they're all working perfectly fine. I'm loving the alcohol stove. I'm really loving that. The only downside is this rucksack, this £11 Temu rucksack, that it looks like it's starting to suffer from the same problem that the Royal Air Force rucksack did, with the straps coming away from the bag itself. Even packing as light as I can, like the OAX weighs nothing, the sleeping bag weighs nothing, the air mattress weighs literally nothing also. It does, well, even Chris earlier on today said that the material just feels thin. And yeah, I do have a new rucksack on its way. I have ordered a rather decent one this time. So that should be arriving sometime tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, that's today's lessons from the fire pit. Everything seems to be going well. Yeah, it's been a nice night. I really enjoyed it here. Yeah. Right, it's time for me to go and hit the hay, and I will see you in the morning. This is the problem that I mentioned earlier with the pan set. As you can see, only after maybe 7 or 8 uses, they're already getting really tarnished on the bottom. I'll see what they'll look like after a clean in the morning, but that's something to watch out for if you're considering buying something like this from Temu. Good morning, everyone. As you can probably hear in the background, there's people on the way to work. It's a little bit earlier than I usually set off, but I don't want to be rudely awakened by the dog walkers that are milling around at the moment. So I'm going to start packing away,
and then I'll leave no trace. So catch you in a bit. Right, that's me packed away. Just going to give it a quick look around, make sure that I've not left anything. That was the area that I was sleeping in. Moved all the leaves back in place as best I can. Just have a quick look at the area that I use as a kitchen. Yeah. Slugs everywhere. Trigger warning for anyone that's scared of slugs. They're literally everywhere around where I was using it as a kitchen. But that's everything. Everything taken from there. Right. Get my bag on. That blue bag's all my rubbish and all the rubbish that I found that other people have left. And I think it's time to go. So, see you in a bit. So I'm back in civilization now, and rather than wait for a bus, I'm only 5 miles from home. I might as well walk it. And it gives me a perfect chance to put this bag through its paces. And so far, it has been horrible. This bag, the straps are so thin, they just dig into your clavicle. And you've seen the kit that I bring: sleeping bag, air mat, tent, some toiletries and a bit of food. And it should be lighter, the fact that I've used up most of my water, but no, it's not a nice feeling at all, this bag. And the sternum strap that I added, I don't know whether it's the fact that it's a stronger material or what, but it's causing the arm straps, the shoulder straps, to twist around themselves and all crunch up, and I'm really glad that this other rucksack's turning up today. Really glad. If this bag is your only option when you're looking for something online, may I suggest that you also get some of those Velcro pads that go around your shoulder straps, because otherwise you will bruise and it's not a nice experience, trust me.